Shalom and welcome to Secrets Revealed, the Holy Bible. Today we're looking at Leviticus chapter 24. There are 23 verses. I'm not going to go over the minor differences because we have a lot of content to cover. Verse 3 and his sons were omitted. Burn versus order. That is a continuous difference. Verse 4, lampstand versus candlestick. I believe this is the menorah, the 7-branched lampstand. And then till the morrow versus continually. Verse 7, set forth versus an offering made by fire. Why would you burn bread? Is the question to ask. Verse 8, before versus from, possibly in front of them. That's in the Septuagint versus taking it from them. Although it could mean taken from them, since they are to provide to the Levites. So there's an argument for the Masoretic. Verse 9, portion has been omitted. Made by fire was added, and they can't eat burned bread. Verse 10, fought versus strove. Verse 11, named the name and curse versus blaspheme the name and cursed. Verse 12, you just fix that typo. Verse 12 says to judge him by the command of Yah versus that the mind of Yah might be showed them. So I'd say that's a big difference. Didn't even denote that before, so I'm going to note that now. That's a big difference. They put him in ward to judge him by the command of Yah versus they put him in ward that the mind of Yah might be showed them. Okay. How can Yah show you his mind? His mind is infinite. Verses 15. His Elohim was added. We can curse people's Elohim, although I don't think that's kind, but doesn't say that. Verse 16, names versus blasphemes. Continuous difference. Where's that? That names the name, so blasphemes. So I believe this is a huge cataclysmic difference. Is it against scripture to say the name of Yah? Or is it the cursing of the name that is the issue? I understand a lot of Yehudim do not like to say the name of Yah. They'll say, we can't say that, it's too holy. He that names the name of Yah, let him die the death. Let all the congregation of Israel stone him with stones. So this might be the title of the video. Whether he be a stranger or native, let him die for naming the name of Yah. Okay, I'm going to pause it there. In Genesis 4:26, it says here, Seth had a son. He called his name Enos. He hoped to call on the name of Yah, Elohim. And it says relatively the same thing in the Masoretic. So what does it mean to name the name of Yah versus call on the name of Yah? What's the distinction there? There's also a scripture in Romans we're going to look at. There's a very important scripture in Joel chapter 2, verse 32. It says in the Sept, it shall come to pass, whosoever shall call on the name of Yah shall be saved. So wrapping up that verse, it says, and in Jerusalem shall the saved one be as Yah has said, and they that have glad tidings preach to them, or good news, whom Yah has called. Okay, there's one more scripture in Zechariah. Zechariah 13:9. They shall call upon my name, and I will hear them, and say, this is my people, and they shall say, Yah, my Elohim. Okay. So I think it's important to look at the context because clearly it is not wrong to call on the name of Yah. That's not wrong. Many scriptures promote that. However, in verse 11, we see the context. It says, the son of the Israelitish woman. This is a man. There was a son of an Israelitish woman. He was son of a Mizraimite, an Egyptian, among the sons of Israel. So he's from a mixed marriage. Uh, and they fought in the camp. The son of the Israelitish woman and a man who was an Israelite. And the son of the Israelitish woman named the name. So he named the name Yah and curse. So he either cursed along with it or he cursed the name. So they brought him to Moshe, and his mother's name was Shelomith, daughter of Dabri of the tribe of Dan, and they put him in ward to judge him by the command of Yah. So this is the issue here. It's not that he called the name, it's because he named the name and cursed. Curse or cursed, whatever that means. So uh, what does it mean to curse? Is this profanity? Is this bad language? Or is it more than that? Is it something more serious? Is it something like I mentioned earlier when I spoke about the third book of Enoch? Is it related to something mystical? Is it magical? Or is it as simple as the opposite of a blessing? Is it simply words spoken from someone's mouth, or is it an action? Is it simply wishing harm on someone? Goliath cursed David by his Elohim. So I believe a curse starts much like a blessing. It is said through words. Recall the fathers that blessed their sons towards the end of their life. Secondly, they must be heard. The words must be heard by the one who is being blessed or cursed. The recipient needs to hear these words. This is an important condition. Uh, this may or may not be true, but this is my opinion. They may or may not need to hear the words. That is why you can curse someone to their face, or you can bless someone to their face in front of them, in their presence. There is a popular saying among human beings that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Now, we know this is true to some degree, although on the spiritual side of things, when you invoke divine power, supernatural forces, there is indeed power to them. So this saying is actually false. There is power behind words. A blessing from a father, such as from Isaac to Jacob, is dependent on our Father, meaning God the Father, being the power behind it. A curse is meant to weaken or harm another person or entity, whereas a blessing is meant to strengthen. A trial or testing is not a curse. A curse is a curse forsaking and removing a hedge of protection, such as what happened with Job. It says that Christ became a curse for us in Galatians 3:13. So what does that even mean? Let's look that up. Galatians 3:13. So in Galatians 3, chapter 13, chapter 3, verse 13, it does indeed say that Christ became a curse. Now, the word for curse in the original Greek is katara, a compound of ara and katara. It means literally to put a curse on one, not to be confused with cursing in the sense of using foul language. So, ara or araois generally means laden with a curse or curses. Cursed, cursing. Ara is used of a prayer to pagan gods either for good or more commonly for bad. Its primary meaning is curse and was the word used for the curse on Oedipus and Aeschylus. It can also mean ruin, and Ara is personified as the goddess of destruction and revenge. Okay, so we get a little more meaning here that it doesn't just mean foul language. It actually doesn't mean that at all. It means an actual curse, like a hex. It can mean to ruin. Uh, it is a divine statement to inflict harm on someone else, to weaken or harm another. So this individual here named the name of Yah and wanted to inflict harm on the name or on something, but wanted to inflict harm, wanted to weaken it, wanted to ruin, maybe even ruin the reputation, ruin the name itself. Many different possibilities here. I cannot say I know 100% which one it is. This is a lot of speculation. This is a deep topic. This is a deep uh, story to really peel back layers and try to get down to what the truth is here. So it is not profanity. Um, Perhaps it means, uh, oh, let's rewind here. It says means to pray evil upon or to ruin in the Greek. Okay, so you're praying evil upon somebody. So praying evil upon the name or wanting to ruin the name. So in a sense, it can mean to shame the name of Yah. Perhaps it means to place evil on. For example, there's a saying in Canada and other countries, good on you. They say, good on you, man, which can be reworded as bless you. Oh, bless you, good on you, or blessings upon you. Blessed is equated to happy. Blessed is, blessed is. So happy is. So does that mean cursed equals sad? Perhaps. Unhappy, is it emotional? To be unhappy, is that only emotional or is that even greater than just emotions? Blessed are those who mourn, and so on. And the Beatitudes. Happiness, the true happiness is one of being spiritually happy. So then being spiritually sad, kind of like Saul was, is to be cursed, perhaps. A lot of thoughts, I understand, but let's just read through it. Uh, we remember the statement from Job's wife, curse God and die. We remember that Job cursed the day he was born. So imputing folly to Elohim could be an alternate definition of to curse. That's an interesting thought. So you're saying, you know, God made a mistake, and you're saying God is at fault. To do that, to accuse him of that, is another definition of to curse. Some say some word against Yah and die. That's what the wife said. Job sinned not at all with his lips. So it sounds like a judgment being rendered uh, to this man in this account of Leviticus 24. A judgment is being rendered. So this man may have judged his creator when the creator is the ultimate judge of all. A curse is not merely evil thinking or wishing. It is usually followed by evil actions or circumstances. It is harmful. It can even cause death itself. Being cursed is related to sin, and being blessed is related to being obedient and righteous behavior. So if someone is cursed, it's related to sinful behavior. Yeshua cursed the fig tree in Mark chapter 11. Luke 6:28 is one of the hardest verses to understand in light of what I wrote. It is essentially saying, do not repay evil for evil, but repay evil with good. So if someone curses you, which means to hurt or break apart, blessing can mean to make them whole. So you're asking to make someone whole who tried to break you apart, which can be one of the, again, it's a really tough verse to not just understand, but to practice. Verse 17. So let's move on from that topic. It's a very, again, it's not a very clear thing to understand. There's many, many different possibilities there. So we speculated. And, if you have other ideas, please comment, or if you agree with me, whichever you think it is. please comment in the comment section. Verse 17, smite a man was omitted. And verse 18, smite was omitted. Verse 19, this means to handicap. Blemish means to handicap. And he that kills a beast, in the next verse, was added. In verse 21, I should say. So it is killing a man, not a beast. So that's a big difference right there. Let me just add that to the notes. And then the last verse we're looking at is verse 22. It says, judgment versus manner of law. Okay, so thank you very much for your time. That's all for Leviticus chapter 24. May Yah bless you and make your way prosperous. This is Jack Knight signing off for Secrets Revealed, the Holy Bible. Shalom.